Hey, good morning, guys. I am parked out here right at the start of the 50K. I'm about an hour early before the bus picks us up and drops us back off at the start point. But this is just where we're going to park our cars. This is up at Highway P up in Glenbeulah, where I usually start my training, so perfect for me. But hey, guys, don't expect me to record much. I'm going to really try to push it this run and try to complete this in under 6 hours on these trails. So hopefully I can do it, and I will do a recap after. Hey, good morning, guys. It is exactly 7 days since the North Kettle 50K, which, even though it was a fun run, I did end up taking the win. So my final time was 5 hours 41 minutes with 4,200 feet of elevation gain, and just letting that race, or fun run, I guess you could call it, no real prize, no podium or anything like that, but I'm still very impressed that I was able to get out there and get the W. And we are out here today at Point Beach State Forest again, doing at least 20. I'd like to get in 24 miles today. It is kind of a recovery week, but still going to keep that mileage right around 50. So I will check back in a little bit, and then we'll kind of go over, post race thoughts, what I felt like going in, what the first couple of miles felt like, things like that. I've had a week to let it sit in, or to let myself digest the effort this past week. And it wouldn't be Wisconsin April without some snow down. And about 20 degrees this morning. So, not spring yet, but hopefully soon. Really not much wind out here today, which is really nice also. And I'm just about 13 miles in right now. Legs are feeling a little tight, but doing good. So, found a trail that leads right through here. I never knew about this little trail that runs through here, and then links back up with the Ice Age over here, which is neat. Got some geese coming out of the water here. They're on their way back here. Welcome back. Like on this little island out here. Well, not really an island, but little peninsula. Beautiful out. Gonna head back over into here. Hey guys, I'm about 19 miles in right now, and we're over here in the old swamp. This used to be a swamp, and this used to be all underwater, I'm assuming, but it is beautiful back here. Makes you feel like you're in some like barren dune landscape, which you are, but yeah, these dunes are just awesome back here. And they go for like a mile down, so it's just a clear opening here for a mile down. There's also horse trails that run around this old swamp. It is just beautiful out now. The sun is shining, and it's kind of rare that I've been out here with the sun lately, just because most of these runs start so early. But now sun will slowly start to come up earlier and earlier. it's just nice to feel the sun, and especially with no hat on right now, birds chirping. Doesn't get better than this. But just hit mile 20, and I'm gonna do this little loop around right here. I don't know what it'll bring me to. Probably 21 and a half miles, maybe 22. But that should do for today. Check it out. Get some mushroom growth going on already. Yeah, some of these are from last year, obviously, some of the more rotten ones, but this is definitely, wow. But yeah, they did some logging back here about 2 years ago, so things are starting to pop back up. But this place will be really green once spring and summer hits anyway. All right, so I just got back, guys. Ended up doing 22 miles over there at Point Beach on the Ice Age Trail and the surrounding trails there. So I want to talk a little bit about the North Kettle 50K, which I did end up taking first place. It was just a fun run, but I did take the win. So I don't know if a lot of people took it competitively or not. There were 60 people that did the 50K. So from the start, I took it out pretty quick, hiking the uphills. I did not plan to kind of push the pace and, you know, separate myself from people that wanted to actually take this competitively or take this race up fast. I kind of just went with my own race plan to hike the uphills, take it out a little quicker than I expected, with my second mile being about 8:30, so that was not planned, but the body was feeling good, and I could definitely tell my calves were starting to just not burn, but they weren't used to that 8:30 pace on some technical terrain. So slowed it down. About right from the start, I had somebody pass me. They took off. I didn't see that person until later on, which I will get to. And then about mile 2, I also had two people pass me within that mile. Someone who actually has a massive FKT effort with another pro ultra runner. So that was pretty crazy to see him out on the course. And then also just a younger guy passed me again, which I did see again later on around mile 19. So I linked up with these two gentlemen who are older than me that have a lot more experience in the ultra scene. They kind of just kept their pace somewhere between 10 minutes, 10:30 to 11 minutes on some technical terrain. So I was happy to kind of just tuck in right behind them and just let them kind of dictate the pace. They were hiking the uphills. They obviously had a lot more experience than me, so I kind of just went under their wing, kind of added to the conversation a little bit, but more or less just kind of sat back, listened to their conversation. They knew each other. Like I said, I don't really know anybody here in the ultra community, so it was kind of nice to get to know them out on the trail. So around mile 19, I saw that second person that passed me, and he looked pretty bad. He was bonked off to the side of the trail. There's a little outskirt where people were parked. He ended up dropping actually right there about mile 19. So I hit the aid station at mile 24. This is at Greenbush, place I really train at a lot. I know the area. The elevation and the hills really start after Greenbush. The last 6 miles is pretty much the toughest part of that course, which I frequent almost weekly. So I knew what to expect. Those two guys I was running with, their names are Ryan and Craig. They told me to just go out in front of them. I did, and then I ended up pushing the pace for myself, keeping that heart rate pretty high, like 165 for the last 6 miles, and really just kind of pushed myself. Didn't hike all of the uphills, but some of the bigger stuff I was hiking pretty quick. Otherwise, I kind of just kept my pace going and shuffled my feet up the hills in a running form. And I'm very happy with the results. I ended up doing it in 5 hours, 41 minutes, 4,200 feet of elevation gain. So pretty good for this area here in Wisconsin, pretty flat area. So heading down to the northern Kettles is where I do all my elevation training. So I expected to hit somewhere around over 4,000. Very happy with that for here. You guys that live in the mountainous areas, you're like 4,000, that's just my average run. But yeah, 4,000 around here is pretty good for me. So I'm very happy with that. Um, yeah, this is a fun run, so there's no prize, no podium, nothing like that, which I prefer actually. You know, I like to do most of my stuff, off the book and do most of my training runs. Is where I find most of the enjoyment around this sport is just in the long training miles, solo miles, and just grinding it out. But very happy with the results to take the win, and I'll definitely be back next year and maybe rope that into my training again. But right now we are building back up now for the next ultra that I'm signed up for, which is in June 25th, and it is a dawn to dusk 15 and a half hour run, where you run around a 3 or 4 mile looped course until the time limit is complete. So I did the 15 and a half hour one, hoping to hit somewhere around 60 miles, but maybe even more depending on how the course is. Definitely going to take it slow and pace myself, and yeah, that's the goal. But another thing I wanted to talk about is my pacing strategy for this 50K, which just went awesome. I hit the aid stations and ate a lot of food at each one. Really tried to keep pickles, as they have some of the best sodium out there, in my diet during the ultra. Was just focusing on pickles. I had all my gels and everything on me. I was taking in nutrition about every 35 to 40 minutes and just staying on top of that, because I know once I'm deep into the ultra race, 50 miles, 60 miles, 70 miles, that nutrition plays an important role when you're out there for 10, 12 hours already running. So very happy with how I hit those aid stations. At mile 24, I started to drink Coca-Cola. Common thing people do, add some caffeine in when you get late into the race. Coca-Cola also has that sodium, which is good to take in too. So, and then obviously the sugar. Coca-Cola is full of sugar. So, all in all, very happy with how the training went up to the 50K, and then even this past week. I mean, I'm sitting somewhere around 47 miles for the week. Pretty happy with that. 35 the previous week, and then 35 that previous week. So we're going to start ramping it back up now, and hopefully hit somewhere over 100-mile weeks before that ultra in June. So hey, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys here again. The training's just picking up. That was our first race of the season, and I am feeling great about how everything's going, and hope to see you guys out on the trail.